Podcast Live.
Woohoo. Hi, YouTube.
And
Nobody now move. If you move, don't stop.
all right, everybody out there in Facebook and YouTube land, we are Festival Addicts, the only show out there to talk to you about all your music festivals, music festival events, things that happen, people walking home for 3 miles from Ultra, things like that.
It was 4 miles.
It was 4 miles. Good for them. Today in the studio we have.
Hi, Daniela.
Hi, Mocha Princess.
Hi, Kelly.
Hi, guys. And
Hi,
we have a
Jamie.
guest.
Hey, ladies.
and we have one more on the phone.
Hey, Liz.
Hi, Liz.
The most important.
She survived Miami Music Week.
I did, and it was fantastic.
All right, guys. So, as you guys know, if you can see on the videos, we have Jamie. Jamie's in from fliptix. Jamie, actually, we met Jamie when me and Liz were at Buku a couple weeks ago. They had the most interesting concept about reselling tickets. So, Jamie, if you want to give us a little introduction about who you are and what your company does.
Sure. So fliptix is doing something that's really unique in the world, and you've all done what we are targeted to, and that is you've all left early from a festival at some point. It may have been that maybe you hit it too hard, maybe you had to get home for some reason, maybe you had a long drive, whatever it was, but you leave early. And we are able to flip those tickets to new people to come in for just part of the festival. So even if you can't make it for the whole festival, you can come out and you can flip in into the festival when people leave early. And we're very fan friendly. All tickets are always below face value. We never charge above face value. It's a very fan forward experience, and we're always partners with the promoters and the venues, so it's all legit. We get brand new wristbands, so your information gets protected. Because most people don't even realize that those little wristbands on your hands have a lot of information about you. And if you go off and pass it off on Craigslist or meet some sketchy guy in the Denny's parking lot to hand off wristband, last year I went to Coachella and we flipped our band on Craigslist. Took about literally 2 minutes to get dozens of requests, and some 20-year-old Korean kids drove out from LA the next morning and bought our tickets and hoped with their fingers crossed that what we gave them was real. But then that wristband had, instead of a 50-ish white male, they had a 20-year-old Korean kid walking around messing up all their data. So it's better for the fans. It's better for the promoters. It cuts out all the sketchiness and the scams. You guys were in Buku. It's crazy how much scams there were down there. We saw scam after scam after scam, and the box office would just send them over our way to get tickets.
We actually had one of our hosts out there got scammed up for a ticket too.
Yeah,
Mike lost his money on his ticket when he was trying to get in.
Yeah, we guarantee we may be the only non-primary ticketing company that guarantees not that you'll get your money back if it doesn't work. We guarantee that you get in.
That was one of my questions, was what kind of guarantee comes with.
Because I'm pretty sure we've all been scammed at one point.
Yeah, so we're the anti-scammers. Yeah.
So how does it work? Do you have like a booth in the festival where someone just drops off their wristband, gives you their information, and they get paid once it gets bought?
So it's all app driven. So you have to have our app. So we get, at Buku, for example, we had almost 25% of all the people that were there were pre-registered on our app, created new accounts on fliptix, which was crazy. I mean, it was really a super success for us. And those are, there was 5,000 people that didn't have tickets that wanted to go. So that's really valuable data, number one. And number two, so you have to have your app, you register, and as tickets come in, we put it up, you get notification, you get a push notification that a ticket's available, and we do it all electronically. You make your purchase on the app. We don't do any cash. In fact, you're better off being nowhere near our booth because the bandwidth is so tight. If you ever tried to do a Facebook or a YouTube posting at a festival, good luck. So at Buku, it was insane. From the moment we put up a ticket live to the moment it was sold, how long do you think?
Instant.
Maybe 2 minutes.
No, it can't be that fast.
Depends how bad you want it.
I'm being very positive about
Yeah,
this.
Well,
I know when I
I'm
want a
curious,
ticket,
I'm
I
curious.
have notifications. I have my phone in my hand 24/7. So
Well, I'll tell you this: if you waited for the notification, it was too slow.
How fast?
Under 2 seconds.
Shut up.
Literally, from the moment we pressed Ticket Live to the moment we
So you
got
just
a
have to
credit
be
card
on there.
report that a sale was done was under 2 seconds. Most of them were under a second.
wow.
Our first ticket we put up, we had 3 purchasers down to the same exact millisecond. Wow. I mean, that's how quick it was. There was a crazy demand at Buku for tickets, which is great because now that our festival partners, they can look at our data and see how much demand there was and expand next year.
Well, that's kind of my next question. Which festivals are you actually linked with? Is it any, all? Is it which companies?
So we are growing. This is our, we launched last June. We've done about 80 events. Most of them have been smaller live events in Scottsdale at a place called BLK Live. Cool venue that gets really cool acts coming through. And we did the Kaboo Festival in Del Mar, which was massive. And that really kicked us off. And this year, we now, Buku was our first. Coming up in May, we have Off the Rails, which is in Frisco, Texas. We also are doing Jazz Fest after parties with the same folks that ran Buku. So I think we're doing the, it's Joe Russo is Dead after party at Mardi Gras World. And String Cheese Incident, I think, is a week after that.
Always wanted to. Every year I look at Electric Forest and I'm like, one year I'll make it to Electric Forest and I will see the string cheese.
How could you not like a band called String Cheese Incident? I mean, what's not great about
Who
that?
doesn't like cheese?
Right? Exactly. But you know, you may go and you get a little full from a little bit too much cheese and you can flip out, you leave, and someone gets a chance to go in. So we're doing that. We're doing the Kaboo Texas inaugural event for Kaboo, big 3-day festival down at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Then we're doing Sonic Temple in Columbus, Ohio, which is a Danny Wimmer Presents festival. It's billed as the largest rock festival in the country. It's 3 days in Columbus, Ohio. Then what do we have next? Then we have Clusterfest in San Francisco, 3 days in downtown San Francisco with tens of thousands of people on comedy. It's a pretty cool event. And so we're growing very fast. We just signed a 3-year deal with Frontgate Ticketing, and they do
That's big.
75% of the festivals, right?
That's big. I
Yeah.
use a lot of Frontgate.
Yeah.
So
I do too,
yeah, it's crazy.
They
It's
have
crazy.
all my information.
Yeah, they have an awesome team. They're really progressive, and you know, no BS team. I love it. I'm originally from New York. I love no BS people, and they get what we're doing, and they get why it's good and the opportunity there. So it's really crazy. So once our integration with Frontgate is going to be done in about a week or so. And then gates are open, and we're expecting a flood of events for this year.
Really impressive.
That's really cool.
And you guys have been in business for how long? Like,
We went live last June. So
Okay.
as of last April, it was me. And I had taken over the company as CEO. I was an advisor. And now we have 10 full-time people. We have a tech team in LA and Belgrade, Serbia. And
I like
really great programmers in Belgrade, Serbia. I have a BD person. Our head of BD is in San Francisco. Our head of operations in Denver. Our head of tech is in Phoenix. Because I'm a firm believer in just hiring the best people you can get wherever they are.
That's cool.
And I only have 2 rules. I want to love what I do, and I want to like the people I do it with. And right now, I'm hitting on all cylinders.
So
really
impressive.
cool.
Yeah.
So is there like a way to request a festival if it's not on the app?
Yes, you can. We're going to start we have a pretty big social media presence. So like us, follow us on social media. We're going to start to be rolling out surveys.
Okay.
And because who speaks louder than the fans, right? So if the fans say they want to be at a festival, they want to see this at a festival, that certainly helps us. We're really effectively disrupting way tickets work down, right? I mean, tickets used to just be about getting in and that's it. Now it's about, our motto is life is flexible. Events should be too. And the reality is over 30% of people leave events early all the time. No, it's crazy.
So I have like a logistics question because, you know, as we go into the festival, we scan our badges or our wristbands or our tickets. How do you guys get, like, how does it work for you guys to get the approval for somebody else to re-enter?
Sure. So the way it works is, so you're leaving. Hopefully, we try to encourage people to download the app first and to register your wristband with the ID on the back. Nothing happens until you turn in your wristband, but you're registered because bandwidth is a premium, right? So if you're pre-registered, you could literally have about 30 seconds of contact with us at our booth as you're leaving. You come by, we scan your band. We have a scanner right at the booth with the box office. We scan your band, we verify it's real, we check you in our system, and we cut off your band, and you're good to go. And you will, generally festivals are on weekends, and if your if your band sells, which, you know, thankfully we're working with pretty high demand events, we don't guarantee that it will sell, but if your band sells, you'll get money back within the following week. It'll hit your PayPal or your credit card or your debit card, whatever you prefer.
And then you guys, and then another ticket is just reissued to whoever bought it.
So we have brand new wristbands right from the box office. So we get an allotment of wristbands. So we issue brand new wristbands, and someone comes and picks it up. They have made that purchase on the app. They come, we check their ID, we make sure that that they are who they are, and we put the wristband on. And I could tell you that we can guarantee we know 100% of the people that walk into a festival that got a ticket through fliptix, which is pretty important in these days of security and data.
Definitely.
So does that work if, say, you're at a festival that doesn't allow re-entry?
Yeah, exactly. Because, and that's like Buku. Buku had no re-entry. If people left, we would sell, because that space is still empty. So it's all about capacity controls, right? And once that space is vacated, we can resell it. So it's a really cool opportunity for the festival business. Is a tough business.
It
and
really
this is a great way for them to make more money. Festivals have become really ubiquitous right now, right? I mean, think about, well, you guys are probably too young, but, you know, used to when Coachella started, that was it, right? And
Been going 12 years.
yeah, there you go.
You got a veteran back there for Coachella.
Yeah, it's you know, it's been around a long time, and so the festival business is just taken over everywhere, and it's important to give people the opportunity to go for part of it. You know, one of the questions we get is, isn't that going to cannibalize ticket sales? Well, no, because I think it's actually going to drive more ticket sales. Because think about it from the perspective that tickets are pretty pricey. Oh, you know what? I want to go, but I can't go the whole time. So I'm not going to buy a ticket. But now if I can just go Friday and Saturday and sell Sunday off, hey, that'd be great, because now I'm going to make that decision. We get a lot of people that actually buy flips and then flip their flips. Right?
Really?
Yeah, they flip their flips, and it's crazy because they get to go in for part. They pay a portion. They're paying a portion. Our price model typically declines over time.
Well, yeah.
At Buku, it didn't. There was so much demand. It was crazy, but we typically go down over time. So you can go in and catch part of it and get back some portion, and the portion depends on how much time is left, what the sale price is.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
when
that
you
was
when
my
you
next-
actually
yeah.
cut it off, like when's the last time? Like,
You know, I could tell you, Buku, we sold a one-day VIP ticket at 11 p.m. on Friday. It was just a Friday ticket. We sold that for $350.
When did the festival end?
Well, it was Friday. That was a Friday night ticket only.
Was
Right? So they went for 1 hour.
Wow.
Who are these people?
So you guys think you're fans.
I want to know the person. I want to be friends with that person.
You need a friend.
Yeah, right. And what's really interesting is that VIP tickets flip at twice the rate of GA tickets. Because if you think about bang for the buck, if you can get a VIP ticket for half price to go see part of it, that's a deal.
I would do it.
That's a deal.
I mean, how many people even go to the beginning half, anyways? You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's where we provide an opportunity. So we could do perks like, because getting people the early part of the second day, that could be tough. Buku, you know, it's kind of slow, the beginning part, as is most festivals.
Yeah.
But we can work into our program where if you buy a flip, we incentivize you to get there early. So pick up your flip, pick up your wristband before a certain time and get a bonus, get a free beer or a free shirt or whatever it is to incentivize to get people in there. So it really creates a lot of flexibility for
And
promoters.
that actually would be good for the festival, like people, the promoters, because then they'll have people in there. They'll sell more during the
Buy
day.
more drinks.
Yeah.
Exactly. And it's all they make more money on the food and beverage than they do on the tickets.
Definitely.
Yeah. So it's really pretty innovative. I'm expecting next year we'll probably be rolling out to Europe. We're the only people in the world that do this, and I intend to keep it that way because in prior life I was a patent litigator, and we have quite a big portfolio of patents protecting this idea. And I always make sure people know we're not just a startup company with patents. We're a startup company with patents and a CEO who made billions asserting patents for others.
I think that'd be a great idea. It'd be wonderful if you could go worldwide eventually, you know. all
That's
of
the plan.
That
That's the
that would be
plan.
really cool. Yeah, ID&T, you need to definitely contact ID&T. The ID&T, they're very important. So we can get tickets to that festival.
So one thing that's a little different that we have coming up is that not all festivals are wristband. So with ticketed events, it's actually even easier. You don't ever have to see us at all. We deliver you a barcode right to your phone that you use for admission.
It's great.
Right?
Nice.
So
Yeah,
you don't have to stop by at all. And what we're going to be doing at Off the Rails, for example, is it's no reentry, assigned seats, which is new for a new thing for us. We're just going to be giving people $5 Amazon gift cards to turn in their ticket stubs. You were leaving, you can't get back in. Give us your ticket stub. It's just a seat locator. Give us your seat locator. We give you a $5 gift card for Amazon. Be logoed with fliptix too. And you're happy. You're getting something on the way out. You had
Yeah.
something that was worth nothing, and now someone else gets a chance to go in.
That's
I
impressive.
like that.
I like this idea.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
I can see how that'd be very beneficial, like for like the Coachella and like the EDCs and stuff like that, where they're multi-days.
Oh, yeah, there's so many people that always sell Sunday ticket.
You
And
don't
then
have to
it's
go
like,
to a random alley to meet up with a stranger.
yes, I'm sitting in
Yeah.
a bar in Vegas, just like waiting for somebody to show up and hoping I didn't get mugged.
Oh,
Yeah,
I've gone up to hotel rooms.
Yeah.
You really want to go to that show.
Nice.
Right. So, why would you not choose to do the legal? You think about it's almost like the pre-Napster world, the pre-iTunes world, right? Napster existed. I've heard that there were other lawyers working at major media companies that used Napster because it was the only source of digital content. But as soon as iTunes came along, what happened to all the illegal paths? They all died, disappeared, right? And that's really, thankfully, that's what makes us all work as a society. People tend to want to do what's legitimate if it's reasonable and easy. And we hit on all those points. We're reasonable, we're easy. You get something for nothing. You had no expectation, and it gives. Turns out fans want to help other fans. At Buku, we did a pre-event exchange. I don't know if you guys knew about that.
No.
So imagine that if you can't go to an event, you turn in your wristband. Down there, you had to physically turn it in, but we'll get to mailing. You turn in your wristband, you get back everything you paid for your ticket, whatever the last box office price was, including fees. And we take a $12.99 fee.
Okay, I was going to ask what your fee was.
$12.99 fee on that. We don't charge any fees except for this pre-event exchange. Okay. And then a new fan gets a ticket at face value for a $12.99 fee.
Wow.
I mean, it's fans helping fans.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it.
Because even
There's
StubHub,
nothing
they
like it.
charge 10% plus the person
It's
buying
way
it pays
more.
another 15%.
It's high fees, pretty high fees, and we're very transparent on that. $12.99. On the flips, there's no fees to buyers at all.
Wow.
The price is the price.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So we're getting a really good reception. Right now, we just signed major 3-year deals with Frontgate, with AEG Presents, with so those hit the two biggies. That's the
Yeah.
Live
Yeah.
Nation and the AEG
It's like 90%
umbrella.
of all the tickets.
Yeah. We signed a 3-year deal with Danny Wimmer Presents that does a tremendous number of festivals in the Midwest, and Superfly, that comedy that does Clusterfest, and they also have a bunch of other properties like Outside Lands and things like that. And so I'm hopeful that once we get this first phase, and all our partners seem to be really happy, they keep on inviting us back, which is a good sign.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to use your service.
I know. I can't wait. What's the name of this app?
So it's fliptix.com. So fliptix.com.
Okay,
it's in
all
the
of
App
it.
Store. It's in the Google Play Store.
Everything, like, do you have Facebook, Instagram, all your handles.
We're all in
everything.
there. We're in Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We have a great media team we work with down in Florida named Wild Magnolia. That's just they had a great. I don't know if you caught us on social media. We do sweepstakes around each of our events. We give away free tickets if you register for an account, and they came up with this crazy, which I guess is perfect for an event like Buku, is Larry the Horse Duck. And it was this video of a duck that turns into a horse, and then it's a half duck and a half horse, and it's Larry the Horse Duck. And we got tens of thousands of hits on Larry the Horse Duck, which was pretty cool.
I can see why.
So,
I'm already intrigued. I'm going to look up Larry the Horse Duck as soon as we're done with this.
Yeah, now my dad's name is Larry, and he was kind of a little
Oh.
questionable about, so where the hell did that name come from? I was like, I had nothing to do with
Oops.
it. Yeah.
Purely coincidental.
Exactly. So keep an eye out for us. We're gonna be all over the place. And then next it works for sports. I mean, it works for literally for anything. And where we're gonna get to is you're gonna be able to have our app on your phone, and you're just gonna leave somewhere, and your phone's gonna buzz, and it's gonna say, "Hey, here's $5 credit to Uber or Lyft tonight. Thanks for checking out." Right? Because nobody does checkouts. But think about what your friends would. It's cool to have your friends know that you're available, that you're doing something next, instead of just telling people you're going there. Sorry, you're not there with me. That's being nice. It's not really what you're thinking.
Oh, man.
I think that's really cool. Can you give us all of your handles again?
Yeah, I think they're all fliptix. It's all so it's all just if you look for fliptix, it's fliptix. I think on some of them it's fliptix app.
Okay.
But if you go to the fliptix.com website, I think there's links on there for most of it. And we have a pretty cool website with graphics, and we have a lot more events going to be coming. So as the app gets filled up with events, as we have the events booked with us. So give us a shout out, text us, tweet us, Instagram us, answer our surveys, let us know where you want us to be.
Oh, we will.
Anywhere in California.
Yeah, California's going to be huge. It's certainly convenient for me.
Definitely. Liz, are you still out there? No.
I am still here. It was really great meeting you, and I can definitely attest because we've had someone who was trying to get his ticket, and sure enough, he could not hit that 2-second mark. So it was very successful. Where's your next festival you're going to be at?
So the weekend of May 4th and 5th, we're going to be at Off the Rails. And the weekend of April, the weekend before, it's last weekend in April, we're going to be doing the Joe Russo is Dead after parties Friday and Saturday night in New Orleans at Mardi Gras World.
Great.
And I think we're in the string cheese incident. I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing also the same weekend as Off the Rails.
Thank you so much for your time and explaining all this.
Yeah.
Really,
Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for inviting me. It's really tough for me to talk about this stuff, so thanks for dragging it out.
I think you did pretty good.
Yeah.
I was worried. I'm like, oh my goodness.
we were all on the edges of our seat. Like, tell us more.
I was just waiting for you to drop like Insomniac, and then I'd have been like, oh,
I'm just like going through a list of festivals.
of all the
like,
festivals,
yeah.
I'm like, too. I hard to say.
So you guys go to San Bernardino Festival Grounds a bit, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good. Give a shout out to Insomniac on their boards and
Pasquale.
tell them you need to be bringing in fliptix. They're part of I think they're part of the Live Nation
Yeah, they're part of
world,
Live Nation.
and I expect they're certainly on our hit list.
You get them on the hit list, especially
Yeah.
in California. I think that would definitely really help a lot of people out, especially when people are leaving a lot of these festivals early.
Yeah, Kaboo was a great event. Kaboo was definitely a different kind of audience than Buku, for example. It was interesting crowd at Buku. If someone offered me $40 to just cut my wristband off, if I was 20-something, I would have said, hell yeah. It was an interesting crowd down there. But the grown-ups all came back and said, wait, you said what? Yeah, I'll take $40 for cutting off my wristband.
But it's kind of sad just a
I was
little
gonna
bit.
say,
I'm
I
like,
know
okay,
her.
so
She likes keeping all her wristbands.
I'm very sentimental.
memorabilia.
So that's a great point. What if we gave you the option that if we took off $5 off of your reward, we'd send you back a brand new wristband at the end of the festival.
You know what? How do I sign up for this?
Would that be cool?
I'll bring my own scissors.
Yeah, that'd be cool, right? Get rid of that grody wristband and get a brand new one.
I totally would do it. I definitely would do that now because
so
I really
crisis averted.
Yeah, crisis averted. Because I love keeping all my wristbands. I have like boxes and
A lot of my
containers full
friends
of-
do. I could see that
Yeah.
question brewing.
So
right
what
there.
we actually did, what we found at Buku is that we just took off, we cut the band, but we only took off the chip.
Yeah.
So we can give back that we were able to give people back the band, but just keep the chip.
Okay.
Okay, that's kind of an okay.
But
It's
you
not
give up
right.
$5 to get a new. you give up $5 to get a new
Yes,
band,
she
right?
I would,
Yeah.
yeah, I would,
She would,
yeah.
she would.
Leave me alone.
I think there's probably a lot of people like you.
Yes, there are.
Hey, that's
There's
cheaper.
so
That's a stamp.
many.
Exactly.
I would, yeah, I would definitely do that.
So now you're making money on these people.
Yeah.
This is not a nonprofit exercise.
Hey, as long as I can get a wristband so I can keep it as a memento, I will give you $5. That's fine. Is that
pretty
all you
cool.
want? Okay.
She got 5 on it.
So we just signed the Fanfare Alliance in Europe. I don't know how much you guys don't know what's going on in Europe with the festivals, but all the secondary market players are getting kicked out of
Oh,
Europe.
yeah, they're
Like
pretty much
Viagogo
banned.
and
Yeah.
whatnot.
So the Fanfare Alliance is, I mean, that's pretty much our whole mantra. We're fan friendly. Why not just be upfront about things and give people a bargain? Because there's a lot of people that would love to get a bargain and make something for nothing.
Yeah.
And if you build that kind of business, everybody's happy. So that's why we signed the Fanfare Alliance in Europe, and I expect 2020 to hold some interesting projects for over there.
Which is fantastic because guess who's planning to go to Europe in 2020?
All of us.
Yeah, all
Definitely.
of us. And if I can not have to deal with the stress of a lot of the things we have to deal with the stress of buying tickets, I will gladly give you guys my business.
Perfect.
Why not? Except it probably won't come with the treasure box, right? You won't.
eBay.
So I keep asking about ID&T because Tomorrowland is like the festival to go to.
So let me float something with you guys. So the treasure box, that's an interesting thing. What if we gave you an opportunity to get onto a priority wait list? If you can't get a ticket, you can instead pay $10, and for $10, we'll send you that treasure box with a wristband that's not activated. Right? And the sooner you buy that, the earlier, the higher up you are on that wait list.
I have cash right now. I have cash right now.
I
Can
think we
do
just
this
found
now?
our new spokesmodel.
Can we?
I'll do it.
I volunteer as tribute.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
See, that's a great idea because I've bought a EDC band before with no box, and then after EDC, I go on eBay and buy a box because I need it for my bookshelf.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah. Oh.
I have a bookshelf full of airline amenity kits, so no, that's no worse.
Well, this has been absolutely, it's been so fun and it's been really informative, and I'm definitely looking forward to like what the next year, what the rest of this year, what next year and the future brings with, you know, fliptix and everything. And I'm going to actually be downloading the app in the next 15 minutes because I need to get on this wait list that you're talking about.
Yeah, it's a future feature. It's a future
but
feature.
I want to be first on the future feature, okay? I just think that's so important. But yeah, so leave me alone.
5 stars in the app stores.
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
Good rankings, good reviews.
I will make up, Apple IDs just to leave reviews. But Jamie, no, thank you so much for coming down and hanging out with us and talking to us. We do have, I think, is this hat? This hat is
Yes.
correct? We want
A
to.
little gift for you.
Cool, thank you.
for coming
Festival
on
Addicts,
down.
for everybody who's listening right now, please check them out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, whatever.
Internet, App Store.
Yeah, internet. So it's fliptix for Instagram and probably fliptix app if you can't find it.
FLIPTIX.
Yeah. Jamie, thank you so much for stopping by and talking with us. And if you would you like to stay for the rest
Absolutely,
of
I'll
the show?
hang out. I'm always
Great.
I'm curious what you ladies have to share.
Awesome.
All right. So, as we all know, a lot of us have been going around to a lot of the different festivals, and one of the biggest things that just wrapped up in the last week or so has been Miami Music Week, and we did have an ambassador who was there. Liz, are you there? Liz, please tell us about Miami Music Week.
Was it life-changing? Was it everything I wanted to be and more?
Yes, it is.
You know, I was really nervous going in that I would not survive because we're talking 7, and actually I stayed another day, so 8 solid days of music and conferences and everything. But I did survive. I scheduled sleep, so that was important. The first thing I did was go to the Winter Music Conference, which was really exciting, especially if you're someone who's looking to break into the EDM industry. The first day was a lot of like how to break in, how to be a producer. A lot of DJs were there. I actually met a DJ called Not Your Shadow, and their website's notyourshadow.com. So I listened to some music today, and it was pretty good trap. So that was kind of exciting. So a lot of networking with other people. Couple of the highlights throughout the week. Of course, you're meeting all the artists, agents, managers, and everyone was so laid back and excited to meet other people. And it was a fairly small conference. I would say definitely under 500 people, which was great because it was really intimate. A couple of the things coming up, Virgin Records and Virgin Voyages are getting ready to launch next year in 2020. And they're going to have where they take you out to an island with a curated EDM DJ event.
I'm going to get scared about Fire Festival after.
Yeah. And
Sign me up.
Bring on the grilled
so we
cheeses.
already have, like, you know, our group cruises and our holy ships and our friendship. Now we got Virgin in on this. So they will be announcing or just announced their stuff. I know MK is going to be doing an entire curated thing there. That was a big takeaway. And I know Cena, our friend Cena, would be very excited to hear about that. Off April 1st of 2020 is when they are launching. Mark Ronson's doing a residency, and Sophie Tucker.
I'll be there for Ronson all day long. Ronson's amazing.
I believe they're all separate cruises, so you'd have to...
All on the same day.
You'd be taking multiple cruises. So that was kind of very, very interesting. Definitely more high-end curated. But I think they're going to try and keep the cost a little bit lower, which would be nice.
Good.
I don't think we could flip a cruise. It might be a little hard.
That might, yeah.
It's like
Dinghy service.
Depends on the cruise. I'll swim there. I can't swim.
Yeah.
I don't know. There's a couple ports, you know. If there's like multiple stops, it could be.
Yeah, I think it's just like you hop on the boat, they take you to this island, you're there for like a day or so, and then maybe 2, and then you go back. So it's not like a week long. I believe it's more like a long weekend or something like that. So the second day, because this was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, one of the cool things was they did a What's in Your Bag, and they had Prey, Lost Frequencies, and Rie and Piros. And I got to sit in on the Lost Frequencies, and it was really cool seeing him like pull everything out of his bag, everything from like his inhaler and passport and like all the tech gear. So your laptop and cables and everything, like literally tore apart their bag and showed us like, what does the modern DJ carry with them every day? So that was really kind of neat. And then there was also a great roundtable session with Nightmare, Slander, Keizo, and Whipped Cream, just kind of talking about how the industry's changed and music's changed in the bass world. And that was, I mean, it was great just like being there and hearing them and them answering questions, and it's kind of cool with that. On the last day, couple things. Sam Phelps is doing a lot of charity work with trying to protect the oceans. So that was kind of cool. He's got his heartfelt parties coming up. And then David Guetta, there was a whole session on him talking about how as you become more popular, expectations, and as we've seen in the last couple of weeks with Getter, expectations are that you are going to produce XYZ for this type of music. And if you don't do that, people get upset. And obviously, we've seen that happen this last week. And unfortunately, Getter canceled the rest of his tour. But David Guetta created his alternative personality, Jack Back. And he said he really did that to kind of be more free and expressive. And it was just, it kind of like hurts your heart to hear that people have to do this because they can't just be open, but that's what you want them to do. So it was really good hearing people just talk about their experiences and then communicate with others and connecting. In fact, today we had a friend of ours who had a big name DJ producer download his song.
Oh yeah, I read that.
Yes, so that's actually very exciting because now I'm like, are we going to hear his song at the next festival?
That would be pretty cool.
During this big name set. So there's some exciting things out there. Then that's your daytime stuff. Then after Thursday, it's like all hell breaks loose and it's party, 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 party.
It is.
And you're like going for 24 plus hours at a time. The highlights for me were I went to the Brownies and Lemonade show.
How was that?
Dog Blood.
Yeah.
It was great. Now, my honest opinion, I still like the Dog Blood set at Buku because I liked the way the songs, like the order that they were in a little bit better than what they did at Miami Music Week, but it was still like fantastic. And then honestly, there was a No Sugar Added show, which was a big headliner for Cascade. That was Saturday night, and it was more drum and bass. And afterwards, Keizo played, and honestly, Keizo like knocked it out of the park.
Where were all of these? Like what venues were they at?
Yeah, Nana Linwood. I was there twice. I was there for the Brownies and Lemonade show Thursday, and then also Laserface. As we all know, Thanksgiving, Liz got the flu for day 2, and I missed Laserface. So this was my makeup, and it was absolutely phenomenal. Lasers everywhere. We had about 10 of us, and we stood in the back, all had our glasses and gear on, and it was just amazing. So we had a great time. And then Saturday night with the No Sugar Added, that was outside at the RC Cola plant. The other kind of thing that we ran into is we moved over to a hotel on Miami Beach, me and a couple of friends. We opened our window and the major laser party was happening literally right outside our window. So we laid in bed and listened for about 6 hours to the entire major laser show. And it was like, awesome, concert for free. So that
Who
was
needs
really
sleep?
cool.
You got a concert for free.
So
Yes,
Liz,
it was just the amount of music I heard. I think my spreadsheet, I saw something like 40 or 50 artists in the course of that week. It was definitely more so than any festival I've gone to, of course, many days more. But it was an experience that I honestly would say you need to do a Miami Music Week or an EDC week or Amsterdam Dance event. 100% worth it. And then if you're like me, where you want the business side of things, the Winter Music Conference was just phenomenal. I loved it. I did.
so Liz, I know you didn't go to Ultra, but did you hear about the Ultra 5K and all the other mishaps at the new venue?
I sure did. And I can say this, the people who did the after shows who were smart did leave Ultra early, and many of them also had the ferry pass.
Yeah, I saw that on
Which was
there.
another
was-
150 on top of your ticket.
Yeah. That was literally the only way you could like really get out unless you left super early. But yes, I had a few people who had to walk across that 3-mile bridge. In fact,
I would have
was
stayed
over
on the
at one
island.
Yeah.
I'm sure people took a big long nap there, just in a field.
The biggest complaints was just that it's so far apart, like Resistance Island.
Mm-hmm.
When they were there, that it was a fantastic time, and even watching some of the videos. In fact, this whole week I've been watching the Ultra playback. It didn't look horribly crowded, and even talking to friends and stuff, there were times that were a little busier, but it's just like you had to have your running shoes on. You had to be prepared. So
Yeah, I heard a lot
That
of
was-
complaints of nosebleed from main stage, the live stage. Also, that
Yeah.
tiny disrespectful stage they put ASOT on. It was like a little shed. I don't know how Armin was okay with that. I understand why Pritz backed out of Ultra.
yeah, and there were some people who canceled.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think Ultra needs to rethink how they're going to do it, because honestly, that is the whole reason why I did not go, is because I did not want to mess with that whole debacle. It was the first year. I wanted to see how it's going to go. I would like to see what changes they're going to make for next year. Yeah.
It
we'll
was
see what
planned
happens.
in 4 months, so that's also like one of the setbacks, that they literally had no time to put this together. They got kicked out of Bayfront, and then they were left with no venue. And then
Yeah,
they kicked the festival off of Virginia Keys and took that over.
Yeah, and it's not the first time we've seen something crazy like that happen, and it probably won't be the last. But I think for the time constraints they had, they did do a good job. But I did notice more people selling their wristbands than other festivals. But maybe it was just because I was hyper aware about it.
All right. Well, so we'll send you as the ambassador next year.
Yeah.
Good luck.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Just get to know somebody with a ferry. Get a boat.
I would love more people to come to the conference with me, because I thought that was really interesting, and it was really nice getting to meet people. And even walking between venues late night, I ended up walking snails between one venue to the other and helped him like navigate to the second place. So it was kind of fun and cool, and you never know who you're going to meet. That's for sure.
That's really cool. So if you could scale this on a scale of 1 to 5, what would you rate this?
27.
Are we dividing that number by like 3?
Miami Music Week. If you've been to EDC Week, that is child's play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Liz?
I loved it, so I'm going to say like a 4.5.
Oh.
Just because there's a little bit of
Some
room
decimals
for
out on you.
improvement, but other than that, I loved where we stayed. I actually stayed in kind of sort of 3 places. I stayed in Miami Beach for the conference. I stayed a little further up north, but it was this beautiful place. And then I visited another Airbnb actually on the ocean that was fantastic. Charles, thank you for letting us come and hang out. And then Genevieve and Brian Chach, I got to hang out with them for 48 hours, so that was cool too.
Oh, that's really cool. Well, okay, so
Yeah.
this is a question kind of segueing from Miami Music Week. We all know that festival season is upon us. It's here. But I've always considered Ultra to be the beginning of festival season, but everybody else considers Coachella.
Basic hose.
Coachella was the first it started all this. Coachella's the beginning.
It was Ultra for me for like I don't know how many years.
Past few years, I've always considered Ultra to be like the kickoff.
You're all wrong. It's Coachella.
Okay, fine. We can agree to disagree. Huh, Liz?
Yeah. Here's the deal. I come from, in the last 10 years, prior to August 1st, I was not in the EDM scene. So for me, being an all-genre person at that point, yes, Coachella was the beginning of festival season. However, in the EDC world, I would say Mexico, or not the EDC, but the EDM world, I would say almost Mexico is like the prequel, EDC Mexico. But yeah, I could
like
say
EDC Mexico is like the last.
I know.
It's like the end.
That's where it ends.
I thought there was an EDC going on in South America right about now.
No, that was Beyond Wonderland
Beyond
in
Wonderland.
Monterrey, Mexico.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so we're definitely going to agree to disagree on that one because the Ultra definitely kicked that off. But anyways, so fine, let's talk about the inaugural festival.
If you can't hear, there's some serious air quotes going on here.
They can see
They got video.
online. There's
It's okay.
video. They see the air quotes. All right, so as we all know, Coachella is coming up. So Coachella kicks off festival season. And it's coming up this weekend. Weekend 1 is happening, and then weekend 2 is next week. So for everyone who has been to Coachella, I think, and for everyone who's preparing, I think we should give just a few tips on how
Lots
to
of baby
prepare.
wipes.
Oh,
Lots of baby wipes.
It gets dusty, especially if you go weekend 2. Weekend 1, it's all
yeah.
nice and pretty. Weekend 2, it's a little
So
bit.
I will not be at Coachella, but I'll be at the Sound Presents pool party.
That's
So,
Sunday?
This coming Sunday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Impressive.
Take a bandana if you are going weekend 2.
Oh, yeah.
And an umbrella if you're going, or like a rain poncho if you're going weekend 1. Bernard?
Is it going to rain this weekend?
I'm not sure, but
It's
it
a
always...
maybe on Friday.
I was there when it rained and it was 40 degrees out, and it was the most hilarious thing to see the people in the bikinis out there trying their best to stay warm at Coachella. The biggest thing I'll tell anybody to go to Coachella is you are not going to see everything you want to see, and come in with an open mind. Because Coachella is the only event I know of where you can go and get 6 different styles of music within 2 hours of walking. And all of it is usually really, really, really good. Secondly, it's hot as balls. So dress towards and drink your water. The thing Coachella does the best out of any other festival is they make sure water's only $2 a piece. And if you want to get extra water, or if you don't have the $2, you can recycle 10 water bottles and get a free water bottle. So 10 empties will get you 1 water bottle while you're out there.
Definitely.
Also, sinks in the bathroom.
They have sinks in the bathroom. They have flushable toilets in the middle of the field right by the beer garden.
They have a legitimate bathroom.
Yeah.
So no more porta potties if you don't. There are porta potties, but they have legit bathrooms for you too.
Yeah, the lines can be long, but
But you don't have to pay extra for real?
you don't.
No.
Nice.
Well, the VIP ones are pretty swanky.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
I've not been blessed to get into
The VIP bathroom is better than my bathroom at home.
Oh,
I'm not even kidding.
That was my thoughts at the Dream State VIP the first time I went in there.
No, the VIP bathrooms
Pretty
at Coachella,
swanky.
wow.
like marble and everything. Not even kidding.
Oh, wow. And if you are camping, make sure you take enough water.
Yes.
If you are camping, stake down your tent. Make friends with your neighbors. Do not be a slob.
Well, this
And-
year they're introducing like their Amazon lockers, so if you forget anything, you can order it and pick it up at Coachella.
Yeah, Amazon will have same day delivery for you for those things. So that's
Also,
really, really cool.
I think they had like something for Postmates where you can order stuff into. So
I haven't seen the Postmates one. I just know last year was the reason why I'm not camping anymore. It was 110 degrees out there, and you can only drink beer in the sun for so long before you do a 2-mile walk to get inside to go pay $15 a beer instead. So, yeah, camp if you're young enough and you want to have fun with it. But me over 40, I'm in a hotel room this next weekend, and I'm going to enjoy the AC a lot.
Wait a second. Did you just say there was a threshold on drinking beer in the sun?
I was going to call him
No,
a quitter, but
No, not a threshold, but after like 4 hours of 110-degree heat and you keep going,
That's why they're
AC
selling-
sounds nice.
that's why they're selling those $59 IVs.
I wasn't
On
sure
your way
you
to
were a quitter,
Coachella.
Bernard.
I prefer comfort. I turned 40. That's all that happened.
So what other tips do we got, guys, for everyone who's camping at Coachella?
Camelback. Bring a camelback.
Bring camelback, definitely. Be sure to pack. If you can, go to an ice shop beforehand. Get the big old block of square ice. They sell that Spartan Final. Those things last all weekend if you have a decent cooler. So you don't have to pick up the smaller blocks of ice to keep your food cold. If you pack food, pack protein, nuts, and granola bars because you're going to need the energy. Coachella is a legit marathon. It's not a race. But we can say about all the 3-day festivals like EDC or Bonnaroo. This is for you to go. Well, wait, one last tip. Everything is good in moderation. I'm telling from experience.
Sunblock. Wear a sunblock.
Definitely sunblock, hats.
I like Bernard's story about not going too hard too soon.
So the second day of my first Coachella, I did get an ambulance ride home. Because I drank way too much in the parking lot.
You didn't even make it in?
I didn't. I was about 100 yards from
I could have flipped that band.
I did in the hospital. I sold to a nurse that got me.
I have actually bought my tickets these past couple Coachellas from people who are in the hospital.
Huh.
Yep.
I'm going to go hang out at the hospital.
I have.
We're going to set up a fliptix booth at the hospital.
On the way in. Hey,
It's right down the street. It's right down the street.
That'd be perfect.
On the way in.
Eisenhower Medical.
Snap that off for $5?
But yeah, I drank way too much. Didn't even make it in the front gate. The nurse found me with the IV in me and asked if they could buy my ticket off me. They did.
They know what's up.
Wow.
And that was the year Madonna showed up. But the night before, I did get to see Daft Punk, so I'm still okay about this.
Okay.
You got your money's worth?
Yeah, actually. Very much so. But yeah, moderation for everything. There's a reason why beers are $10. You know, just go, make budget out, have a good time. And if you are camping, if you can do it, get there at like 11 o'clock on Wednesday. You want to be there early. You want to have your tent up early enough so you can get in a nice spot to get back and forth into the venue.
Yeah, and if you have like an easy app, definitely take that in addition to like a tent. So that way it can shade you during the day. And I
lower them when you go inside because they will fly
they'll
away.
fly away. Yeah. And then I don't camp when I go to Coachella because I'm just not about that life.
Well, no, you're not.
I'm not about that life. But I have heard that sleeping in the car is cool up to a certain amount, up until a certain time.
5 a.m.?
Yeah. Because when the sun comes up,
Yeah,
you're gonna
That's your
You're gonna
ass.
roast.
yeah, that's the end of it.
Be
So
a
just
Monique. Like,
Also,
cooking.
everyone going weekend 2, check out Sunday service at 9 a.m. on Sunday. Good luck with that.
I figured out how I'm doing it.
I really want to know about that. Like,
I'm going to crash somebody's tent the night before and just stay there and wait till the morning. I'm going to leave my change of clothes with my friends in their tent. I know who they're going to stay at. So I'm wearing all white for Sunday service. I'm going to leave it all there for them when I get into Coachella in my backpack. Then I'm just going to crash their tent that night and wake up for Sunday service, see it, and go back to my hotel room and relax.
okay.
I work at a grocery store. I work at Ralph's, and these next 3 weeks are always like big and huge for like my entire district because we cover Indio, and we have like 3 stores that are pretty much within a reasonable distance of Coachella. And every year, if the heat gets to you and you just need to get out of it and you don't want to go into the venue just yet, people camp out in my grocery store. Like, to get free AC, you get food, there's everything. Just take an Uber there, relax out. You will not be alone. There will be aisles and aisles of people just trying to escape the heat. So if, like, worst case scenario, you don't want to go in just yet, you want to go get a sandwich, get your, relax on, bring a chair, go camp out at my store.
They let people camp out.
They know. We bring in so many people from across the whole district to like help out as far as like staffing, and like we'll sell like 10 pallets of water a day in one store.
So anyone want to use fliptix to let me into Sunday service?
At Rouse.
You can have the ticket back once I'm done.
I just want to go for a little bit.
But yeah. I was always like, for real, people do that? They're like, yeah, people do that.
Like, you'll be asleep anyways at that time. Give me the wristband.
One more thing about Coachella is anybody who isn't going, if there's an artist you want to see, they will be playing somewhere in California or Nevada close by during this week.
A lot of them are at Sound.
So
this
you
weekend.
can find any artist you want to see that you're going to miss out at Coachella at a lot of venues in the Southern California area, last year I flew up to San Francisco to see my favorite band, Jamiroquai, and you can do that. You can, but there'll be a lot of your favorite artists around California. So Southern California, you're lucky. Find somebody you want to see and go have a good time. And lastly, at Coachella, always look for the small print artist. They usually going to give you the most interesting thing. If you've ever been to my house, people been to my house, you see my Coachella posters, you can look at it and see some of the small print artists that years ago are now like the number one artists on the list. Like Calvin Harris was like the last person on one day.
Well, last year, Greta Van Fleet was the smallest.
They were so
font on
awesome.
The entire, and they were definitely one of the top 5 acts of that entire show last
easy.
year. They were amazing.
Yeah, everybody keeps telling me that, especially this guy over here.
Saw them twice last year. They were amazing. Greta Van Fleet was amazing.
The smallest typeface last year.
I did have a good time. Like when I just had nothing on my list that I had to see, just wandering. You came across some interesting music if you just like are down for it.
Yeah, that's my favorite part about Coachella.
I went to Coachella last year on Sunday, the last Sunday, just to get food, and I wanted to see Eminem. And I was about to turn around and go home just because I could see how hot it was outside. But then I saw a billboard for Mom's Spaghetti. Tasted like shit, but...
That's one other thing. Coachella has some of the best food of any festival you can go to.
Spicy pie.
I mean, in the States.
Are bad.
Yeah, let's just...
I love how we have to preface if it's in the States or not.
Does she pull out the I'm the world traveler card all the time?
No, I'm the only one who's been to Tomorrowland, and the food there is absolutely.
You can tell food was a priority for this one, right? As she walked in,
it should be.
She walked in the studio, and you could already tell we found the foodie.
Tomorrowland has the best food, just for the record. But Coachella is a very, very, very close second. Tomorrow World is technically second, but
Coachella thanks you for your pity, you Mocha Princess.
no ticket for me then.
No. So you guys can have a press pass. She can't come in.
No, but Coachella has the beer garden, and that
Those are
is
shit.
super.
No, the craft beer garden.
The craft beer garden.
That was great.
Yeah.
I enjoyed
I'm
that.
sorry,
really-
but if I'm paying $15 for a beer, I want to drink my beer at the stage, not in a garden.
That's the most horrible thing about Coachella. You
Yeah.
have beer pits.
Yeah.
You do it in transition while you're walking from stage to stage.
Yeah,
you pop in,
But I get
cool off.
thirsty.
Yeah.
I'm always
Then I have to walk
thirsty.
back, grab another one, make half
Yeah.
the walk back, turn around.
Then you can drink more because you got all that walking in.
You basically enjoy the stages that are very close to the craft beer garden. That's basically what you end up doing, which is fine for me because I don't often.
I stayed sober and stayed in the AC room.
Oh,
That's the Heineken
the
Dome.
Heineken Dome.
No, in the one with
The Shark?
Jamie
the Yuma?
Jones. Yeah,
The Yuma.
that one, whatever it's called.
I never even made it. I don't think I made it into Yuma.
The Yuma wasn't there when you were there.
I think it.
There was seats and AC is great.
There was 2 more now.
I don't know. The Heineken Dome is it's pretty legit. I had a really
Did
good
they
time.
release the list for Heineken Dome yet?
Yes, they did.
Heineken Dome is legit. So much fun.
I want to go.
There was
I
a
want-
very long line when I went.
It was pretty cool, the Heineken Dome. That was a
Heineken
lot of
Dome,
fun.
I enjoyed it.
Oh,
London
well-
Bridge was there. He's a groove cruiser. He's a groove cruise DJ.
I went last year when the last day of weekend 2 was around 120 degrees. I could not stand in line for that long to get inside.
I would just reiterate what someone said. It took me 3 weeks to hack out all the dust that was in
Yeah.
my
Yeah,
lungs
bring a bandana.
after that. And I was laughing at the people with bandanas, but no more.
Wear
Oh, no.
sunglasses.
Bring
Joke's on
a
you.
bandana.
I was grateful
When it
for my
gets in your
bandana
eyes.
and sunglasses during the sandstorm that happened during my year for Red Hot Chili Peppers.
I was tearing up the whole time. So much dust in my eyes. Couldn't see anything. So bad.
Yeah,
It was
definitely,
really intense.
Definitely sunglasses, a hat. Take a hat, bandana. I always bring like a little cover up just in case, and sunscreen because it is hot during the day. That's so important. Got to protect your skin.
Weekend 1 will have the Roots and De La Soul in the Heineken House.
So I just saw the Roots on Monday last week. They did they opened up an exhibit at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City called The Tools of Rock. And it was all these cool guitars from all these great artists over the years. And the Roots played a private show for 2 hours, which was
just
crazy.
That's
They were awesome.
I didn't see no Red Hot Chili. I didn't see
You should definitely catch the Roots if you can. They are lights out. They are awesome.
I wish I was going weekend 1. I'm not. I'm on weekend 2. So
Who's weekend 2?
nobody really interesting.
Wow.
Weekend 2.
I mean, Ghastly's weekend 1. Liquid Stranger.
Sounds exciting.
Okay. Okay's there.
I like them.
Yeah, we the Roots and De La Soul in the Heineken House with Pete Tong is basically the reason why people are going to have the line at the Heineken House on Saturday. That's going to be crazy.
But you should come out to Sound Presents with us on Sunday.
I'll be there.
Oh, you're going?
I got my sound ticket for Hot Since '82 already too.
Oh, I need to get that.
He's
I
ahead
need
of you.
$37.
Good luck with that. There's a free corner somewhere.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, Coachella, if it's your first time on Coachella, have a good time. Avoid the selfie crowd. There will be a lot of them.
Yeah.
But enjoy yourself. The people are pretty cool. They're not amazing. They're not Bonnaroo cool, but they're pretty cool.
No, I definitely didn't have cool vibes when I went. But
Take
whatever.
your picture with your Ferris wheel.
Yeah, take your obligatory
Yeah.
Coachella picture. It's very important. Everybody knows. And then hashtag Coachella. And then Festival Addicts 247. Festival Addicts 247. Make sure you tag us too.
247.
FA 247. Just go ahead, just get us in there. You know, we're telling you all this stuff. So that's the big thing, which is kicking off festival season. And
Sure.
but there's
The eye roll, man. The eye roll. It was intense.
but yeah, so I mean, this isn't the only thing that's happening. So what other festivals are coming up?
Oh, man.
So Project Z just
Yeah,
announced
I
that
was
it's
just
going to be
thinking
July
about
6th.
that.
Yeah, that happened.
I'm curious.
So any other lineups coming up? Any festivals?
Well, we are going to actually be at Tortuga Music
yeah.
Festival in Fort Lauderdale.
Oh, back to
So-
Florida.
The very, 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 very last festival passport
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
You guys
We're
will all
gonna
say
cry.
farewell.
I mean,
There'll
Got my
be
good 2
tears.
years.
Not
I'm good.
them a lot. It's been years. But so it's a country festival. This will be my first country festival. I think it'll be a lot of people's first country festival. So it'll be interesting to kind of see how it is, and I'm pretty excited. We've got a good group of people going, and it's on the beach. And from my understanding, we get to actually go into the ocean. So
That's nice.
yeah, it's mostly country. There is some rock. We're going to see Flo Rida, Jason Aldean, Kenny Chesney, Sheryl Crow.
Wait,
Joan
Flo Rida's
Jett.
going to be at this country festival?
Yeah,
Hold
that
on,
makes no
wait.
sense.
Yeah.
What?
I'm just as confused as you are.
And I saw Cheryl.
He's going to be a
last
novelty.
month
They're
at-
all going to go there and be like, what?
Remember, Diplo's playing Stagecoach.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why?
I think Nelly is putting together a festival with Florida Georgia Line. It's going to be the first hip hop country festival.
Wait, what? Who is it? What is it?
Firefest 3.0.
I didn't say it.
We will see if this
You
one
might be
works
flipping a
out.
lot of those tickets.
So I think I ran into him at Kaboo last year, and he was telling me that they're going to do it in Lake of the Ozarks, but we'll see.
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
I'll wait for year 2 for that.
Right? That is my...
That's my motto for everything now.
I'm like, oh, wait till the kinks get worked out. Make sure.
We also got Festival Acts. We're all going to be attending different festivals as well. We got the 420 Festival in Phoenix, as well as Wet Electric at the end of this month. So we've got those big ones coming up. Hopefully,
Hopefully.
yeah. Hopefully,
Desert Hearts.
we have Desert Hearts.
You're going to
Yeah.
have a good time with that, Bernard.
And
Wanna
then
give-
Ooby Dooby also in
Oh, yeah.
Texas.
Ooby Dooby.
I want to give a shout out to Off the Rails, which is first
Off the
weekend of
rails.
May,
Oh,
There
Off the
you
Rails
go.
is coming on.
and Kaboo, Texas.
Pre-register for those guys when you're
Yep,
out there.
and
Download your FlipTix
Get
app
the
right now.
FlipTix app, yes.
Pre-register if you lagged on it and you
And
can
if
only...
you can't go the whole day, register too, so that way somebody else who has to work during the day can go in the evening. Let's help each other. Let's help each other.
Fans helping each other. We're just facilitating it.
Also, Electric Zoo did release their whole lineup.
Oh,
don't know
I
if you
like
guys saw
that
that.
one. Yeah.
I want to go to that.
It looks really tempting.
That's out of New York
Ah.
on Rando Island.
I'm just like, I've always been leery of New York rave scene, just period.
Why?
I don't know. I was like, for like the first 3
We
years,
went
I
to
was thinking about
Tennessee.
it. I trusted that more. It just felt like for a while I kept seeing like things get shut down, things get closed a day early, like certain events aren't even there anymore. It just, and then just a lot of it.
Then you cry and get a refund.
I think Electric Zoo is pretty stable.
Yeah. I think they figure their stuff out. I think they're going on 11 years.
Yeah, they got their shit together.
Worst case scenario, just write a strongly worded letter.
We call Monique to write a strongly worded letter.
Hey, I wrote 8 strongly worded letters last week. So trust me,
Last week, not even
last
a year.
week, yes.
Last week alone.
Yes, I wrote 8 strongly worded. So I'm a fan just as much as the next person. So you'll get your refund. It'll be fine.
Man.
All right. So we got anything else? Any other tips? Any other festivals? Anything else you want to say, Jamie?
No, thank you for having me today. It's been a blast. It's,
yeah, we've definitely had a bad. We've been on our best behavior too. So we just want you to know that.
Now I got to listen in for the next show. I can see what they really like.
Yep. So definitely, we've had just a jam-packed show full of information. We hope everybody enjoyed. We want to thank everybody on YouTube, on Facebook, the interwebs who are watching us, who are listening to us. We want to thank you guys all for tuning in. We did take a break last week, but we are back in full effect, and we are ready for festival season, and we will continue to bring you all of the tips and tricks of the trade. And
all the sarcasm
and
we
all
could
the
possibly
sarcasm
bring in the studio.
All of it. And definitely we want to thank our promoters, our sponsors this week, raveflags.com.
Raveflags.com.
Thank you for all of the gear that we have.
Definitely.
Continue to follow us on Instagram. It's Festival Addicts 247. And then can everybody go around again and give their handles?
Mine's DannyLove22492 on Instagram and Twitter.
All right, and mine is perverted_Patty on Instagram. And I'm on Facebook as Kelly Arianis.
Mine is Lizzie.May, LIZY.MAE on Instagram. And I'll be redoing a Facebook page soon. So maybe by next week I'll have that up.
Yay. And then we've got our boss man.
I'm at Fat Black and Awesome.
And then our special guest today who has joined us.
It's, and I'm trying to check. It's fliptix or fliptix. Oh, it's at, boy, this thing is just at fliptix on Twitter.
On Twitter, fliptix on Instagram. Check them out.
Facebook.
It's fliptix.com. That's the actual website. Yep. It's on Facebook. Jamie, thank you so much. I am Your Mocha Princess, so you can find me on Instagram at Your Mocha Princess. And remember, there's festival season is here, so if you want us to see any of your content, please use our hashtag Festival Addicts 247 or FA247, and then let us know what you guys are doing. We'll definitely check, and we're starting to get our merchandise in. We got our snazzy new hats.
Can't wait.
So we'll be able to start doing all of these giveaways and stuff. So we're here as festival goers, and we want to see what other festival goers are doing. And stay tuned in, and we will see all y'all next week.
Woohoo.
See you guys
Bye,
next
guys.
week.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.